I have now seen where the end of cancer is coming from. I've seen how the war is going to finish. Some oncologists even say, eat whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. Nothing can be further from the truth. Most cancer patients don't get the full benefits from the cancer treatments. Most oncologists don't give the patients a real, scientifically accurate answer. If the cancer comes back, it's because the stem cells of the cancer regenerated the cancer. There's foods that can kill cancer stem cells. Foods you should eat if you've been diagnosed with cancer. What the science says, what you can do about it. This is a stripped down, no fluff conversation. I take you behind the scenes as a scientist, what's hype and real science. First, let's talk about
You just heard a bold claim that there's a cure for cancer. It's hiding in plain sight. The man making this statement isn't some fringe theorist. This is Dr. William Li, a Harvard-trained physician who's dedicated his career to understanding how food literally communicates with our cells at the molecular level. His research has been published in the world's most prestigious medical journals, and major pharmaceutical companies have invested hundreds of millions of dollars based on his groundbreaking discoveries about how certain compounds can starve cancer cells of their blood supply. But here's what's really disturbing. While Dr. Li has been uncovering these life-saving food secrets, the average American consumes over 18 pounds of processed meat every single year. Foods that Dr. Li is about to reveal act like slow-acting poison in your system. Contrast couldn't be more stark. Foods that heal versus foods that kill. And most people are choosing the wrong ones without even knowing it.
every individual who's diagnosed with cancer always wonders, could be genetics, environmental, poor diet. Some foods can contribute to causing cancer. What foods did I eat or what food should I avoid that might be causing cancer? There is a laundry list of foods that can increase the risk of developing cancer, like processed meat, sausages, hot dogs, deli meats, salami, ham, bacon, corned beef. They have been shown that they can increase your risk of developing cancer, increases your risk for digestive cancers. That's including colon cancer. The chemicals have to go through your gut, going down to your colon.
But here's what Dr. Li didn't mention about processed meats: the nitrates and nitrites used as preservatives. They were originally developed as explosives during World War I, that's right. Same compounds that make gunpowder work or what keep your lunch meat that appetizing pink color. And speaking of colors, there's a reason why processed meats look so unnaturally vibrant. Without these chemical preservatives, that ham would turn an unappetizing gray-brown within hours. The meat industry discovered that adding these explosive compounds not only preserved the meat, but created that fresh appearance consumers crave. What's truly fascinating is that our ancestors preserved meat for thousands of years using salt, smoke, and time methods that actually created beneficial compounds. But in our rush for convenience and shelf life, we've traded ancient wisdom for chemistry lab solutions. Now, Dr. Li is about to reveal something that might make you rethink your next backyard barbecue, because the very thing that makes grilled food taste so irresistible is creating invisible dangers that go far beyond what you can see.
Another cancer risk is grilled meats. This isn't about the meat itself. It's really about the grilling process, that nice grilled meat taste. That rising smoke containing the toxic carcinogen, they are all over that black char that's left on the grates of your grill. Just make sure you really clean those grates. I promise you, I will tell you about foods that you should eat, but I wanted to point out some of the foods that you got to be really careful about. Don't stand over the grill too long. That smoke is going onto your face. That smoke contains the PAH and HCAs. Stand back from the grill, lower the carcinogens that develop during grilling. One thing you can do is to marinate your food. Marinate them using the juice from tropical fruits, pineapples and citrus too. The juice from the tropical fruits can contain antioxidants. Dust it with some cumin, turmeric, that'll also help. But these antioxidants will help to neutralize those harmful carcinogens to lower your risk of developing cancer. Just don't eat grilled foods too often because of the byproducts of the grilling process itself.
Here's a grill cleaning hack that barbecue pitmasters swear by. Cut an onion in half and rub it across those hot grates. The natural enzymes in onions actually break down the char and grease better than most commercial cleaners, and it's completely food safe. Plus, those same onion compounds that clean your grill, they're actually cancer-fighting sulfur compounds. But here's where things get really interesting. Dr. Lee just mentioned those 5 health defense systems, and what most people don't realize is that Big Pharma has been studying food compounds for decades not to promote them, but to synthesize them into profitable drugs. That curcumin in turmeric he mentioned, pharmaceutical companies have spent millions trying to recreate its anti-cancer properties in pill form. The problem? Nature's version, combined with black pepper and eaten with a little fat, is often more effective than their synthetic copies and costs pennies instead of hundreds of dollars. What Dr. Lee is about to reveal next will shock you. There's actual clinical evidence that what you eat can be as powerful as chemotherapy in some cases, yet most oncologists never learn this in medical school.
What foods you should eat if you've been diagnosed with cancer. Unfortunately, most oncologists don't give the patients a scientifically accurate answer, because some oncologists even say, eat whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. Nothing can be further from the truth. Food matters. Your body is hardwired with health defense systems that help us naturally fight cancers, so they can help the medicines fight cancers, food and medicine. There are 5 health defenses. All of them help us fight cancer naturally, and all of them can be activated by our food. 5 health defenses: angiogenesis, regeneration, gut health, DNA protection, immunity/inflammation. Foods can powerfully influence all of these systems that can help your body contribute to beating cancer. Why doesn't the oncologist talk about this? Well, most doctors haven't been trained to look at these health defenses. Doctors, oncologists are trained to look at cancer as a bad set of cells that you have to kill using drugs. And food is not part of their traditionally taught toolbox. I went to medical school. Basically, food was never taught. So you can't really blame the doctor that was never educated about something. The system is going to change, but it's going to be slow. There's real clinical evidence that the food that you eat can make a difference in terms of cancer outcome.
Think about this. You're the CEO of your own health company, but somehow you've been left out of the boardroom meetings. Your oncologist, your surgeon, your radiologist, they're all making critical decisions about your body without consulting the most important team. But here's what's wild while doctors are debating treatment protocols in medical conferences. There's a hidden world of research happening that most patients never hear about. Studies involving thousands of cancer patients that reveal simple food choices can literally double survival rates. We're talking about results so dramatic that if they were a new drug, pharmaceutical companies would be charging $100,000 per treatment. And get this, some of the most groundbreaking cancer research isn't happening in sterile labs with million-dollar equipment. It's happening in people's bathrooms with $99 mail order tests that can predict whether cutting-edge immunotherapy will work or fail. Dr. Lee is about to share studies that prove your kitchen might be more powerful than your oncologist's prescription pad. There's one specific bacteria living in your gut right now that could determine whether you beat cancer or not.
A study by oncologists of 826 people with stage 3 colon cancer undergoing regular treatment found that those people who ate 2 servings of tree nuts every week had a 57% improvement in survival. Nuts have healthy fats that improve immune system, packed with dietary fiber that helps your gut microbiome, lowers inflammation. Another study of 249 people with various types of cancers who are all receiving the latest type of cancer treatment is called immunotherapy, a treatment where you use the body's own immune system to combat cancer. The researchers found that those cancer patients who did not respond to immunotherapy, they were lacking a healthy gut bacteria. One critical bacteria is called Akkermansia muciniphila. You can grow that by eating food. The only way to naturally grow Akkermansia is by eating foods that grow Akkermansia, like pomegranates, cranberries, mangoes, chili peppers, and Chinese black vinegar. You can measure whether you have Akkermansia. All you've got to do is to order a gut microbiome test. It's a test that comes in the mail, and you got to just swab your poop, pop it in the mail, boom. A couple of weeks, you can see for yourself if you have that Akkermansia. The other thing you can do is to see if you have harmful bacteria. You want to get rid of those harmful bacteria. You want to grow good ones like Akkermansia. Ask your oncologist, hey, can you help me get a gut microbiome test?
You probably didn't expect to hear Chinese black vinegar and cancer fighting in the same sentence, but here's where the science gets wild. That gut bacteria Dr. Lee just mentioned, it was hiding in plain sight in our intestines until 2004, and now we know this tiny species making up just 1 to 4% of your gut bacteria can literally be the difference between life and death for cancer patients. But here's the twist. When you toss chili peppers and black vinegar into a stir fry, or add pomegranate to your morning yogurt, you're not just adding flavor, you're programming your body's internal defense system. These foods don't contain the bacteria. They're like fertilizer that feeds this one specific strain, turning your gut into a cancer-fighting pharmacy. And that $99 gut test you can order online, it uses the same technology NASA developed to study microbes on Mars. Your kitchen scraps and a simple swab can tell you more about your cancer-fighting potential than most blood tests. Think of it less like cooking and more like activating your body's hidden superpowers. And speaking of superpowers, what Dr. Lee reveals next will flip everything you thought you knew about starving cancer.
If somebody's newly diagnosed with cancer, what are some of the things that you want to be eating right away? We know that cancers grow blood vessels to feed themselves. You can eat foods that starve cancer by cutting off their blood supply. These are called AntiAndrogenic Foods. Research that I've done in the lab that discovered angiogenesis found that the moment blood vessels touch a cancer, that tumor can grow 16,000 times in just 2 weeks. Anti-angiogenic foods that cut off the blood supply to tumors: soy, tomatoes, green tea, coffee, oily fish with omega-3s or omega-3 supplements, berries, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, red grapes, brassica vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, kale, bok choy. All of those foods have naturally occurring anti-angiogenic, cancer-starving substances. And when you cook them, you're actually helping your body choke off that cancer. You're going to be getting treatment, but this tips the odds in your favor. Your body can grow, regenerate good cells, and it can get rid of bad cells. There are foods that can kill those cancer stem cells. What is a cancer stem cell? It's a very, very dangerous cell. So, that person that had cancer successfully treated, the doctor tells them to do, just let's wait and see what happens. Mistake. What you should be doing is eating foods and changing your lifestyle to put you in a cancer fighting mode. If the cancer comes back, almost certainly it's because the stem cells of the cancer regenerated the cancer. There's foods that can kill cancer stem cells, like purple potatoes. The anthocyanins that make purple potatoes purple kills colon cancer stem cells. Green tea kills cancer stem cells. So does coffee. Tree nuts like walnuts can be really helpful. Broccoli sprouts, blueberries, chili peppers, prebiotic food like polyphenols feed your gut bacteria. They lower inflammation. The healthy gut bacteria boost your immune system for cancer cell killing. So what are some of the high fiber prebiotic type of foods? Lentils, chickpeas, beans of any sort, white beans, black beans, mushrooms, avocado, raspberries. Eat probiotic foods like fermented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, whole full fat yogurt. The bacteria in the yogurt will help to lower your blood cholesterol. It's better for you. Now, I've just told you that there are foods that you can eat that can boost your natural body's health defenses to help mount your own defense against cancer. This is not a substitute for cancer medical therapy. Food is not a substitute, but it is a vital tool in the toolbox.
So here's the piece of health wisdom that changes everything. Your body is already equipped with the most sophisticated cancer-fighting systems on the planet. You just need to know how to activate it, and now you do. But here's what most people miss. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Even adding just one of these foods to your daily routine can start shifting your internal ecosystem within days. Your gut bacteria are literally waiting for you to feed them the right fuel. I'm curious which of these foods surprised you the most. Was it the Chinese black vinegar connection? Or maybe that NASA technology sitting in a $99 $99 test kit. Drop a comment below because I read every single one, and your insights help shape future videos. And if this opened your eyes to how powerful food really is as medicine, hit that like button. It tells me you want more cutting-edge health science that actually works in the real world. The subscribe button and that little bell notification, they're your direct line to staying ahead of the curve on breakthrough discoveries like this one. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, because when we start treating our kitchens like pharmacies and our meals like medicine, we're not just changing our own lives, we're creating a movement. A community of people who refuse to accept that's just how aging works, or it runs in the family. Your next meal is your next opportunity. Make it count.